Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to the Winslow Township Board of Education meeting, Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Public notice of this meeting was given to all board members and associates in a notice dated August 14th, 2025. Adequate and electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided and advertised in the Courier Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, Bud Dubel Center, Edgewood Acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township Post Offices. Our mission statement. The mission of the Winslow Township School District, a large, diverse, and growing community, is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and caring and confident members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community and in a climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values excellence and diversity and encourages students to strive for personal excellence and assists them in acquiring knowledge, skills, and attitudes necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark.
Here.
Ms. Dredden. Ms. Claude.
Present.
Ms. Martin.
Present.
Mr. McManus.
Here.
Ms. Peterson.
Present.
Ms. Pitts.
Present.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
And Mr. Shaw.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I just want to acknowledge Mayor Lawrence for being here tonight. At this time, can we do the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the
to the
flag
flag of the United States of America,
to
to
the
the
republic
republic for which
which
it stands,
stands
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice.
justice for all. Mr. Thomas, could you do our 2025-2026 district goals, please?
Sure, Mr. President. 2025, 2026 district goals. Number 1, student achievement. Continue to implement research-based best practices for delivering instruction and accelerating learning for all students, including all subgroups. This shall include conduct weekly administrative walkthroughs to monitor teaching and learning. Utilize the district diagnostic assessment platform to analyze student data to inform and guide instruction, to monitor and track measurable growth in ELA and mathematics in grades 1 through 9, to implement creative ways to accelerate student learning by providing additional support throughout and beyond the school day. Number 2, promote positive environment for students and staff. Enforce the code of conduct to ensure safety for students and staff and compliance with district policy. Incorporate social, emotional learning opportunities for students, celebrate positive behaviors, develop strategies for students with significant behaviors to reduce the interruption of instructional time, decrease negative action, and improve school attendance. And number 3, increase stakeholder engagement. Explore and expand innovative opportunities to increase parent communication, create parent learning opportunities with a focus on how to support their child's learning. Continue to share the accomplishments of Winslow students in all student activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Moving on to our awards and presentations. Mr. Pease.
At this time, I'd like to have Principal Kelly and School 4 present tonight. Principal Kelly.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Shaw, President of the Board of Education, esteemed board members, Mr. Pease, Ms. Clement, Mayor Lawrence, and all the parents, families, and community members present here tonight. At this time, we're going to have the students start entering. They're going to enter onto the stage, and also some students will come here in front. Board members, you may want to take a seat in the front row. We've reserved some seating for you. Oh, thanks. All right, as the last few students are filing into their spots here, we are thrilled to have our second grade students from School 4 here this evening to share a portion of their winter concert titled Christmas at the OK Corral. This performance showcases the townspeople of Winslow as they prepare for their annual holiday festival at the OK Corral. A heartfelt thank you goes out to our exceptional music teacher, Miss Tina Stampa, for her dedication in arranging and choreographing this delightful show. Our students have put a tremendous amount of hard work, and they are eager to perform for you all tonight. We hope you enjoy the show.
Good evening on behalf of Township Elementary School 4. Joyful holidays and warm times with the people you love. For Christmas, we celebrate and share traditions of giving, music, and light. For Kwanzaa, we celebrate family, community, and the 7 principles that help us work together and care for each other.
For Hanukkah, we'll remember the miracle of light sharing our homes with candles. For Ramadan, we honor a time of reflection, prayer, and giving those in need. No matter which holidays you observe, may this season bring you peace, kindness, and good health. Enjoy your holidays.
Celebrate the ceremony.
All right, boys and girls, that was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them one more round of applause? If I could, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to our administration and the Board of Education for your unwavering support of visual and performing arts in our schools. Additionally, let's recognize the School 4 teachers who are also here this evening supporting our students and the program. And finally, I'd like to invite everyone to join me in a round of applause for Miss Tina Stampa. She dedicates an incredible amount of time, enthusiasm, and energy in discovering and nurturing the musical and performance talents of our students. Let's show our appreciation for her hard work. Thank you so much, Ms. Stampa. And to our audience and families, thank you for being here to support our young performers. At this time, the students will return to the band room. And parents, if I may ask for you to exit at the back doors here. You'll walk down this side hallway and the students will be meeting you in the band room. So we appreciate your patience. Thank you so much for being here and happy holidays.
This will be our technology audit that is being performed and will conclude sometime this school year. So, gentlemen, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate the time. Beautiful performance. Nice to be able to see. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Kastner. I'm account manager for state, local education, and government for Aspire Technology Partners, covering Southern New Jersey, which of course includes Winslow Township. I have here with me Chris Clark, director for state, local education, and government for New Jersey and Pennsylvania, also from Aspire. So wanted to come here tonight to provide you with an update on the technology audit that was just mentioned. Goal here tonight is to provide you with a high-level overview of kind of what's been going on, take you through the timeline, what's taking progress so far, what we're doing currently, expected completion dates, and expected outcomes from the technology audit. And at the end, feel free, certainly can answer any questions anyone may have. So for those that aren't aware, a quick timeline for you. Back in spring of 2025, Winslow Township Board of Education reached out to Aspire Technology Partners. We are on a state contract as a technology integrator and consultant to perform a full technology audit of the Winslow Township School District. There's been some connectivity issues, and they wanted to expand the technology assessment and audit beyond just connectivity to also include beyond wireless, network, data center, cloud, disaster recovery, and security. So in the summer, we were contracted to perform the technology audit and worked closely with the technology team and the Board of Education to determine the best start date for the audit. It was determined that because connectivity and wireless was the first problem we'd like to address, that the audit would begin in September while schools were in session. When schools are in session, obviously the network is heavily utilized, so we can see what the network was looking like during that time frame instead of the summer when it's not utilized as much except for maybe some staff and summer school activities. Aspire started with the wireless technology audit, and the technology team had already started some preliminary work here last year before we were contacted. The technology team had worked through the federal E-rate program to purchase some wireless access points, about 160 of those, to provide more robust wireless coverage. So in September, we worked with the technology team and the board to perform on-site surveying of the wireless environment. So we have heat maps to show where there is connectivity issues, where the connectivity is robust and where it isn't. We also did on-site interviews with teachers, staff, and administrators to understand exactly what they were dealing with from a connectivity standpoint, specifically as it pertains to wireless, at the time of day, on the devices that they're using, and what types of issues that they were seeing and were occurring. Aspire did a lot of discovery work with a lot of help of the technology team here to do some data gathering and understand exactly what the infrastructure looked like from not only a wireless perspective, but also from the network perspective, because obviously everything comes together at the end of the day from a technology standpoint. From that point, Aspire provided over about September and October, now Aspire has provided some high-level overview of findings to the technology team of what we found from the initial wireless audit and assessment. So at a high level, a couple of things we've talked about is moving access points away from the hallways and into classrooms. We recommend that each classroom has an access point. As you can see from the walls in here, it's cinder block and concrete, as is the case in most schools. So wireless signal has a hard time penetrating that. So we've conveyed that we believe that there should be a little bit more robust coverage and are working with the technology team and the board to put together how many access points would be needed. The E-rate program has refreshed here this year, so we're going to put together a budgetary number, but also how many access points would be needed that can be put out for the E-rate federal program going forward. We also talked to the technology team about some older Chromebooks. Chromebooks are often utilized in K-12 districts and are here in Winslow Township. As the Chromebooks get older, they have a hard time with technology or with connectivity issues from a wireless perspective. A couple other things is fine tuning. So taking a look at the settings and fine tuning things on the newer access points and those access points that will be coming in the future. So from this point, in terms of next steps, Aspire is going to be moving forward with the networking assessment next, and then moving on to data center, disaster recovery, cloud, and the security pieces, amongst others. So we expect over the next 2.5 months that we'll be able to complete the full assessment, and then we'll be able to come back with a full conglomerate report of every different aspect that I mentioned here. In that report, it'll have our findings, but then it'll also have action items and recommendations for remediation. Through each of these assessments, obviously I mentioned a couple different areas, right? I mentioned that we're finalizing wireless as we speak. Each one will have its own summary that we'll provide after the assessment individually is done, but then the final report will be very robust, but it'll each also have high-level findings and action items for each one so they can be addressed immediately. So I know I've thrown a lot at you tonight, a lot of information, but I hope that this provides you with kind of an update of where we are, an extended timeline, and what you can expect going forward. Happy to answer any questions or provide anything else if needed.
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
Talk about access points. What's involved with moving access points into a particular classroom?
Sure, good question. So if an access point is not currently in a classroom, we'll need to do a cable run to move it into the classroom. So if there is an access point I mentioned, for example, in the hallway that's unnecessary and we can move it over to the classroom, we would take the Cat fiber cable and move it over to a classroom and then just have someone hang it. Once you have the cable run, it's pretty easy to hang access points, but the cable run, you see throughout most of the schools, you do have drop ceilings. So the good thing there is you're just coming from the what we call IDF cabinets, from cable run to each access point. Sure. On the front end of that too, there usually is some configuration. Since you do already have a wireless network, it's just a copy of the configurations and dialing the settings before you put the access point up. Sure, question?
Do you anticipate, because you said 2.5 months from, I guess, today, budget season, we start writing it February, we get our numbers late February, and in March, the tentative budget has to get approved. So in order to accommodate some of what you're recommending, we might need to get, from your last presentation, there were some green things, some yellow things, and some red things. And I think we have to hop on the red things, but we would need some cost estimates or at least an assessment of the needs, and then we can get a cost estimate to try to build some of that into a budget.
Sure.
So if we could, especially number of access points and the data runs if they need them or cable runs.
Yes, absolutely. Great point and not a problem. So as it pertains to the wireless access points, we've mentioned to the technology team that we should be able to have that within the next week and a half or so of the number of access points that'll be needed. And then we can provide a budgetary figure around that as well. And also when it comes to a time frame, the E-rate window for filing a 470 is open currently. So it's good timing for that. And then to your point as well with the green and yellow and red items, what we're going to focus on is anything that's red. So the high priority items to make sure we can get you the not only findings and action items, but also budgetary figures surrounding them as well.
Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question.
Sure.
In regards to once you complete this in 2.5 months, and then we come up with what we need to get done for our school district and we approve it, how long will it take for you to get our school on track?
Sure, it's a good question. It really depends on the findings of each of the parts of each assessment. From a wireless standpoint, I can tell you that from what we've seen from that assessment findings, it's really a matter of purchasing new access points to put in those areas that currently don't have them and or moving from, I mentioned some areas like hallways and moving them to the classroom. So lead time, thankfully these days on equipment is not long. Typically the access points, you do them on spring break or maybe on a summer break. But if it's something that you need to move forward quicker on, you can certainly do them on overnight shifts as well. So access points can be done pretty quickly. It's just a matter of procuring the equipment and then configuration staging. Really, it's just a matter of a couple of weeks of getting that fine-tuned. With some of the other areas, I mentioned next is networking. So networking goes hand in hand, of course, with wireless, right? Because you have your routing and your switching that then feeds into the access points. It really depends on what comes of the audit and assessment. If it's something for configuration changes, it's as simple for our team or any team that you want to utilize to even remotely configure and change things within the infrastructure. If it's I know that the switching, there has been new switching purchase as well through the district. So I don't believe, at least on the front end, that there'll be a lot of new equipment on the switching side, for example, that would need to be purchased. So it may just be configuration changes, which can be pretty quick. In terms of some of the other areas like security, a lot of those can similarly just be policy changes and implementing maybe trainings, policies, and tweaking of things. So those can be done usually pretty quickly because they're not going to provide any downtime for students or staff.
So you all have walked through all 13 of our buildings already?
Yes, yeah, we did from the start with the wireless, all 13 buildings were walked, and we did what's called wireless on a stick. So it provides a heat map within every area of every school, the Board of Education building as well. So what that provided is, and we have these maps, is essentially color-coded where if the density is strong, it's green. If it's weaker, it's yellow, or if there is none, it doesn't show up on the map. So that's what provided us with the classrooms where we know that we need to have some density and additional access points provided.
And you have that already?
Yes, we do.
Can you provide that information to us so we know which buildings are green, red, or yellow?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you for your questions. Sure. Yeah, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick Oach, just a concerned resident. So I hear you talk about the access points. So when you guys did the heat mapping, what did it show you? I know the the cinder blocks, the density of the building, but, and also, I'm a little confused about who's going to do the work. Is it going to be you guys are subcontracting? For instance, when you're putting wireless access points up and you're going through the ceiling, there's no problem. But when you come to concrete, there's also regulations that, FSMA, there's also standards that you guys have to follow. So for instance, when it goes through a cinder block wall, make sure that things are fire stopped for protection. So, and I didn't hear, well, that's part of the nuts and bolts, but I don't know if you guys are doing that or what have you.
Can you speak so that everyone can hear you, please?
Oh, yeah, no problem. Sure. So in regards to who would be doing the work, the assessment and audit is for, we will make recommendations for action plan and remediation. In terms of who's doing the work, we certainly can, or the district can decide that they'd like to use whoever they'd like to in terms of a partner. For us personally, we work with a lot of K-12s throughout the state and a couple of different states, but we ourselves do the configuration and set all the protocols within the wireless network or whatever it may be, switching, et cetera. And then what Chris, my director, was just mentioning is that specifically for installation and cabling, we utilize a certified cabling vendor. So go ahead.
And so those vendors would do the testing. They would give you, when you run a cable, of course, you just don't run a cable and say it works. So you guys would do the testing of the cable, provide results to the IT team saying that these things are working back and forth right now.
Yep, that's a great question. So what we do is we provide a statement of work. So every statement of work is going to outline exactly what's encompassed in the project. So from the front end, be staging and configuration. We have a warehouse at Aspire where we take in all the access points, do all of that on site so they're not housed within the school buildings, or you may not have room as it is. So that way, once they're ready to be installed, the cabler and installer doesn't have to do anything beyond running the cables, making sure everything's correct, and then installing the access points. And then thereafter, we do the testing and provide reporting not only to the school, but we also do a knowledge transfer as well.
So it's back, phone tag. So back and forth, but when you guys do the wireless, say, for instance, is the cabling, are you using Cat6? And is the cabling of different colors so the IT team can differentiate when you're up in the ceiling, whether purple or green for wireless, and are we doing that? And then the other part of that is, once you did the testing, when the work day was here, what did well, you answered one of my questions. You got new switching, you got new Cisco things. So how was the bandwidth? Was it taxed or what was that?
So in terms of the cables, yes, they would be, they're color coded to delineate if it's Cat6, Cat6e, et cetera. So you'll have no problem there. And then in terms of bandwidth, that will really come from the next, the networking part of the assessment, which is occurring next. There was some other things that came out of the wireless that it sounds like you're knowledgeable in IT that you may understand. But when it comes to the networking piece, that's where we'll really see the throughput and bandwidth side of things as well.
Sure. When you started the survey, did you see anything that could be corrected on the spot? I mean, what is our team doing well and what needs to be improved?
So Chris, I know that you've worked closely with the engineers on this as well, but essentially where their access points are in the classrooms, they're doing well, right? The new access points, the purchase was a good purchase. It's Juniper, it's a good brand, a good manufacturer. It looks like things are configured correctly. I think on the recommendation part, is really just, and a lot of times this may come down to budgets or something of that sort, is that, we recommend adding more. And it kind of sounds like an easy answer, but, in other buildings where you didn't have cinder block or things like that, where you currently have them would probably more than suffice. But what's happening is it's just bouncing off of the walls.
So you want enhanced triangle.
Yeah.
Points, wherever you go, you have Chromebook, wherever you walk,
Yeah.
there's a signal from different.
Yes, you got it. Yep.
And just to add to the question of how the team is doing, Mr. Ponte, Darryl Scott, and the entire technology team is doing a phenomenal job making sure that the technology that we have and the challenges that we face are dealt with each and every day. So we make sure that our students have the capabilities to do the electronic side of instruction that we need to be successful, and to make sure that testing is done in a way that is compliant to the state and testing regulations. So kudos to our technology team.
Yeah, I would echo that as well. One of the things I mentioned earlier, but I just want to make sure I expand on it, is that the technology team was and continues to take the right steps. So, when we were engaged, the first thing we saw was that a lot of new access points were procured. And Mike and the team did mention to us, Michael and team did mention to us that now that the E-rate budget has refreshed, there was always a plan to purchase more access points, and then utilizing the audit and assessments, giving them an even better idea, which I think is a smart move, to understand exactly where to go with those. So you don't run into a situation where you're putting up access points and then having to move them later.
And just a couple more questions. So you're going to be doing it soon, but the disaster recovery. So I'm not sure, Mr. Pease, you may know, do you guys have an off-site storage for data? And if you do, how often is the data backed up? And if anybody from your IT team is here, that would be nice to know. And yeah, so I'd like to hear more about disaster recovery.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but we will. That'll be a part of it. We'll definitely be able to share that information and make recommendations if we believe it should be changed as well.
For the superintendent, how is the data stored? Do you guys have an off-site storage? And do you know, you might not know this, but how are the backups done? Are they daily, incremental, differential?
I don't speak technology that well, but I'm happy to take your name and your information and invite you in so you can ask that question to our IT team.
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, Patrick Oates.
Mm-hmm.
The last question, this is for everybody. So, and I think Ms. Boyle asked the red, green, and blue, or the different colors. So the POAMs, plans of actions and milestones. Just for people that don't know, those are findings that they find, and they give you a certain amount of time to fix them, whether it's high or low or medium. So that would be in the form of a POAM.
Yeah, thank you. Sure, yeah, not a problem. Thank you for your questions. And that's exactly correct. Yeah, we'll prioritize things in terms of the need, right? So obviously it being a school environment, right, and testing was mentioned, those kind of things. We want to make sure that connectivity is the #1 goal, but we'll prioritize, any issues that we see. And in terms of remediation, we're always going to let you know, hey, look, this is the most immediate need. This is something that's glaring. For example, I mentioned that security is part of the audit as well. Sometimes when doing security audits, things come up where we say, look, this needs immediate attention, right? So that's going to be something that's going to be read, and we're going to recommend immediate action. And there might be some other things where we say, look, in your long-term plan, maybe 5-10-year plan, we recommend moving towards another initiative for one of those areas as well. Another question? Sure. Yeah. That's okay.
No, I'm not. You can't hire me either. No. So the last thing is the standards that every IT organization has to follow, the FISMA standards and stuff. So are you going to be looking at that, for instance, when you get to the server room, making sure that it's fortified, making sure that just different things that require the FISMA standards, or the NIST standards 800-.
Yep, no problem. Yep. Any other questions?
I have one more.
Sure.
And I understand what you're asking, Mr. Oates, but sometimes we're at the mercy of state aid and budget figures in terms of what we can do. I know that we have already did the bandwidth, I guess, but they ran, and I am not tech, but I know Mike came in and we needed to run the cable between the middle school and high school, and
Correct.
we got that done. He's now looking at me about, we need to run from the board office back to the middle school. So always dollar figures in terms of what we can expend. And trust me, I have a vested interest in finding out, because there's nothing worse than to come in and it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in. You know, we all want it disclosed, but again, sometimes it's the need is there. We would have to prioritize that, but there are a lot of things on the table. So And like you said, the 470 window is open, and we've been talking to Mike about getting the 470 up, and we would concurrently run a bid and let them terminate at the same time, and then, make the recommendations. And the E-rate funding that comes back to us, it's significant. So we want to jump in on that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
So the audience is very lucky tonight. This is the night of audits and audit presentations. So we have Ms. Yang from Bowman doing our annual audit report on our financial health.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here to do the presentation of the annual audit for fiscal year ended 2025. First, before I forget, congratulations to the football team for being back-to-back champions.
Thank you.
The audit started in October after the business office closed out the previous school year and prepared financials, records, and schedules for the audit. The records being audited include the district's general fund, capital projects fund, federal and state grant programs, student activities, food service, before and after school program. You should have received the annual comprehensive financial report and then a smaller report called the Auditor's Management Report. In the ACFR, there are 3 required auditor reports that we use to render our opinion on the financial statement and the notes to the audit report. On page 11 of the audit report, it's a report on the financial statement opinion, and it's an unmodified and clean opinion. On page 153, it's a report on internal control and compliance over financial reporting. There's one finding noted in that report, and it's a repeat finding from the previous year related to access cash in the food service fund. And because of that, in the later part of the agenda, there's a corrective action plan that the board will need to approve and submit to the DOE and Department of Agriculture, similar to prior years. On page 155 of the ACFR, it's a report on internal control and compliance over major grant programs, and that opinion is also a modified and clean opinion. The AMR report contains information required to be reported to the NJDOE in a format similar for all school districts. It includes ASSA reporting information as well as excess surplus calculation. That report includes the same finding as the ACFR. Are there any questions on this point on the AMR and the ACFR?
Yes, can you just explain what the finding is to the stakeholders?
Of course. So the school district's food service program is supposed to be running on a nonprofit status. It means that the school district is not supposed to be making money off of charges that the student pay on lunch and breakfast. But at the same time, the school district is getting reimbursed by the federal government and state government for every eligible meal served. Because of our demographic, we're receiving a large amount of subsidy from the state and federal government. So at the end of the year, USDA and the New Jersey Department of Agriculture comes up with a calculation, or they present a calculation and we do the calculation. The cash that we have on hand, if it's exceeding 3 months average operating expenditure, they require us to have automatic report finding. And because our program is running well, we have this finding for the past couple years. And part of it started on the COVID years when the reimbursement far exceeds what we pay for each meal to the food service management company. So the district has, over the years, implemented corrective action to upgrade equipment when they could, upgrade serving. Actually, they upgraded the POS computers in 2025, And in 2026 school year, they just advertised and received the bid to upgrade all the serving lines in all schools. Mrs. Boyle,
We're upgrading the service line at the high school only.
at the high school.
Yes, and that bid came in at $890,000. So all schools, we don't have that.
So hopefully with that, when the project is finished, we'll spend down that cash and hopefully we don't have the repeat finding again in 26 audit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Financially, in 24-25 school year, the school operated on the balanced general fund budget. There is a one-page summary called 2025 Audit Financial Summary for your information. This year's budget includes a final revenue budget of $111 million. In the end, the district realized a little over $115 million, so that's 4.1 million over what we anticipated. Again, the district was being conservative in budgeting revenue. We didn't want to overshoot and then not have the revenue that we said we might collect. Expenditure-wise, we budget fully for all the aids that we anticipate is going to be there. We budget for capital projects that we said we're going to work on, and that amount comes out to $136 million. We did not exceed our budget. None of the budget lines are overexpended. The business office always try to perform their project efficiently within the legal limit of the state of New Jersey. On page 82 of the ACFR is the summary of general fund balance, which is also summarized in the middle of the financial summary. At the end of 2025, general fund balance is $43,421,000. That's about $12,000 million lower than that of 2024. The balance consists of $20 million in capital reserve. Out of the $20 million in capital reserve, $14 million is being budgeted and used in current school year, 25-26. That portion of the fund balance is restricted and can only be used in capital projects. Because of that balance, the district is not in need of issuing bonds or borrowing money from taxpayers to fund all of our capital projects. $4.2 million in the $43 million general fund budget, fund balance is maintenance reserve. The state allows district to keep up to 4% of the required replacement costs of all school buildings. And again, that's a restricted balance that can only be used to perform required maintenance on school buildings. Excess surplus is at $5.5 million, and that amount needs to be budgeted in the 26-27 school year. So next time the budget opens up, that's the amount that we have to use in next year's school budget. Year encumbrance is about $2.7 million, and that gets rolled into 25-26 school year, and it's being utilized currently. Finally, the undesignated, unassigned fund balance is $3.6 million, and the state limits that to 2% of general fund expenditure. Any questions on the numbers?
Yes, a question. You've been doing our audit for a number of years, at least 15, correct?
Art Bowman has been doing the audit for, yes, quite a number of years.
And since that time, we've only had one finding per year, am I correct?
Generally, yes.
And we have been in the black all 15 years, am I correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I have a question about going back to the food service and the reimbursements from both the state and the federal.
Yes.
Is that net of the unpaid balances from the students for each of the meals that was?
No. So, Mr. McManus, we couldn't write that off. So that was moved over. So
Okay.
that's inclusive. We're not allowed, so we moved that money, we charged it off, moved it there. And I think we're like 600 high.
Okay.
That was 500 and something.
Yeah,
That
I remember that.
uncollected lunch balances.
Okay.
So, but I couldn't charge it there, so that's why we are where we are.
Okay.
And we started clean this school year.
All right. Great. Thanks.
Mhm.
Finally, yes, Mrs. Boyle.
I just wanted to discuss just briefly, capital reserve and maintenance reserve. There is a maintenance reserve that we are permitted to keep, and that's to maintain your budget. I know in the past couple of years, we haven't stocked it or replenished it. We had gotten to the point where we were near the maximum, and it's $143 per square foot of each building. So you take all the square feet times 143, and that's your maximum. Yeah, but anyway, so with that, we were close. And so we had to pull some money out because we were earning interest and we were in jeopardy of going over. So what we've been doing historically in more recent years is at the end of the year, if money is released, we would put it into capital reserve. The maintenance reserve, thank goodness we have it. The board approves that at the end of the year, and we'll put it before you, transfer to capital or transfer to maintenance. Maintenance reserve, we are permitted to withdraw from that fund with board approval. So I don't have to go to the state, I go to the board. This year, we have a tight budget year because of the increase in the health benefit costs. On your agenda, you saw that we had to do a withdrawal from maintenance reserve for some of the damage to this school that the insurance didn't cover. All I need to do is go to the board to say, board, this is our bill. They're only giving us, I think it was, the bill was 196. They gave us 25. I need 171. Any other year, I would have taken the knit needle and gone into every little nook and cranny and put the lint out, consolidated, and try not to do that. This year, I'm anticipating a huge bill in January. So, and we've kind of tucked. So we can make a withdrawal for that. I cannot withdraw from maintenance reserve to, I don't know, any normal operating costs. So let's say we hired another teacher, I can't pull their salary out of maintenance reserve. It's got a restricted use, that's it. Capital reserve is where we tuck money, and every year we try to squirrel something away so that when there's a project and we say, we need security vestibules in our schools, we don't have to go out to debt. We try to pull it out of capital reserve. There is also a cap on the amount we can have in capital reserve, and the projects have to be on our long-range facilities plan. So there's a lot of checks and balances, what we do and where does it come from? Because sometimes you may not understand what we're approving, but I want you to know and understand, I can't pull out capital reserve money and fix the floors. That's not the purpose for capital reserve. Once it's there, it's for capital projects. Maintenance reserve, I can go board please, and you guys can say yay or nay. And then if you say yay, we can go ahead and you'll see, I'll say withdraw from capital reserve, and I'm going to assume I'm going to get a yes. After that, I'll say, let's award this contract to the vendor so that we can pay for this work that needs to be done. You will see that on tonight's addendum as well. So we tuck it away. It's an accumulation over several years or budgets or whatever. Thank goodness we had maintenance reserve this year. Yes, sir.
Ms. Boyle, theoretically,
Mm-hmm.
the maintenance reserve budget, since it's already an existing system, could that be used to help fund the technology audit upgrade?
No. It's
No?
maintaining the buildings in the original state that they were. What I can do is, so we have money in maintenance reserve. if you budget required maintenance, and you have to have a minimum required maintenance for each of the buildings anyway. Whatever we budget, I can pull that out of maintenance reserve and fund that. And I think next year I think we're doing 830.
$830,200. $830,200
For next year?
for 26.
No, I'm talking about 26, 27.
So the budget that
Yeah, so.
is coming up.
Yeah, the one that's coming up, we're going to pull, because we already did our required maintenance in M1, so we've already given that number. What I can do is pull that out of maintenance reserve, fund that, and that would free up $800,000 for us to do something else. But there are a lot of needs in this district. If you take a look at the addendum, we never knew, and we're going to find out if this is hovering anyplace else. So, there may be other situations that we're going to try to avert and designate funds. Also, we just we'll get our findings from the technology audit so that we can implement some of those corrective plans. So there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a huge demand on the budget. That's all I can say. But we will try to meet those needs. But if you have questions about the required maintenance and the maintenance reserves, thank goodness we had. We didn't have them when we got here. It was approved, but we didn't have anything. So we've been tucking and squirreling and tucking and squirreling. Just the nature of, I guess, because we were auditors, that's what we tuck and squirrel. I'm cheap. Cheap.
I would like to emphasize that I received complete cooperation from the district staff, Mr. Pease, Mrs. Boyle, Ms. Clements, Mr. Davis, and Ms. Chico for all their assistance during the audit. My team was inside the board office for a good part of 2.5 weeks, interrupting everybody's work. But again, everybody was very, very cooperative, and we were able to complete the audit and submit all required reports through the state's electronic repository system. So the audit is available in public to the public from the state's website. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, have a good night.
I just have a statement. I'd just like to thank you and our staff and Boyle for the impeccable job that's been going on, still going on for the past 15 years. The reports are absolutely amazing, and our fiscal responsibility and integrity is appreciated. And I just want to say thank you for the job well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So at this time, we could get back to some fun presentations. Not that audits are not fun, but at this time, we will have board president do a presentation to recognize 2 board members.
Good evening.
Good evening.
On the behalf of the Winslow back-to-back state champion district. Yeah, go ahead. This resolution of appreciation for service, Gerard Jerry McManus. Whereas, go ahead, give him some. Whereas Mr. Gerard Jerry McManus has faithfully and diligently served as a member of the Winslow Township Board of Education, demonstrating unwavering commitment to the students, staff, and community of the Township of Winslow. And whereas during his tenure, Mr. McManus has contributed valuable insight, leadership, and guidance in shaping policies and initiatives that have advanced the mission and the vision of the district. And Whereas Mr. McManus has consistently exemplified integrity, professionalism, and dedication, ensuring that the decisions were made in the best interest of all stakeholders. And whereas Mr. McManus has been a strong advocate for educational excellence, fiscal responsibility, and in community engagement, leaving a lasting impact on the district's progress, success, and whereas the Board of Education and the entire Winslow Township community wish to express their sincere gratitude for his service and leadership. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Winslow Township Board of Education hereby recognizes and honors Mr. Gerard Jerry McManus for his outstanding service, dedication, and contribution to the Winslow Township School District, and before it be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Board of Education and that a copy be presented to Mr. McManus as a token of our appreciation and respect on this day, Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, respectfully, the Winslow Township Board of Education. Mention that the board will also formally recognize Mr. McManus at the meeting in January. Thank you, Mr. McManus.
Yes, sir. We got there is a lot going on here, but I really wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank each and every one of the board members and the administration in particular. This was, to say the least, one of my greatest experiences in life, to be able to be part of this Winslow Township community, to be able to see to folks growing. And each one of you, I want to say this, each one of you have really contributed to me personally. I came into this not knowing really what to expect, but I would strongly suggest that anybody that's ever even considering public service should certainly be part of this. This is one of the greatest things that has ever happened in my professional career. Thank you.
At this time, can we have Ms. Peterson come up? For a lot of you that are here standing, we all know how much Ms. Peterson has given to our Winslow Township School District, whether she's helped numerous students attend Rowan University, give advice to our students that wanted to attend college, or just help out somebody in need in our community. Ms. Peterson has always been that mentor or that ear to listen to anybody that wants to talk. She is going to be dearly missed from this board. And if anybody can see that, my eyes are tearing up, because if I needed somebody to talk to at 4 a.m. in the morning, early mid-morning phone call.
That's right.
So I can tell you, she is going to be dearly missed from this board. Ms. Peterson, just as a token of our appreciation from the Board of Education, we have the card.
This has been a great experience. It's been said, it takes a village to raise our children. I want to thank everyone out there that's standing. Every time I called upon them to do anything for the community, when we lost 2 parents, they were there and they said, yes, I will do it. When we needed to take on families during the pandemic, we made sure that they had baskets and they did it. So I want to thank not only the administration, but each board member, but my new niece, and she knows who she is and she needs to stand. She has me involved in the Booster Club. So if my new niece, as she calls me, and I enjoy every minute of it, I thank you for raising my great nephew, my godson, my namesake, Julian Peterson, who will be leaving here and going to the University of North Carolina on February the 4th. So thank you for all your work, all your love and support. And I ask that you continue to work to make this a different place for everyone to live in. And if you need me, please call me. 4 o'clock in the morning is great. One more comment. This one I will not miss. For you that know me, know I'm a cowboy.
Yes, age of cowboy.
Did McManus get this card? Yes. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You weren't here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to support our board members. Gotta give myself a second. Moving on to correspondence.
Yes, Mr. President, we have one piece of correspondence. It's dated December 5th, 2025. It reads, "Congratulations. You have satisfied all requirements for the new board member boardmanship certification through the New Jersey School Boards Association Board Member Academy. Those requirements include earning a minimum of 10 credits through attendance at Academy sessions, the New Jersey School Board Annual Workshop, and a variety of county programs." It might be nice for me to pause and let you know that this is to Ms. Glaude. The new board member award recognizes professional development in areas critical to effective school board governance. We commend you for your commitment to your school district and for dedicating substantial time and effort to improve your skills and knowledge. It is my honor to congratulate you on your achievement and to thank you for your dedication and commitment to the students of your community. Be well and be safe. Sincerely, Dr. Timothy J. Purnell, the Executive Director. So
Congratulations, Ms. Claude.
and that concludes correspondence.
Moving on to our minutes. May I have a motion to approve our following meeting minutes from our regular meeting, Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, open and closed session?
Mr. President, move to approve the following minutes from the Board of Education, regular open and closed sessions on November 25th, 2025.
Peterson second the motion.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Abstain.
Ms. Dredden. Thank you. Ms. Glaude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin? Yes. Mr. McManus?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
And Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Motion has carried.
Moving on to our board committee reports.
President Shaw, can I interrupt for a second? Don't want to prolong this meeting any longer, but could we pause for a second so Ms. Peterson can go take a picture with her sorority? I know they went to take a quick picture before they left.
Oh, no,
So-
go ahead.
You're going.
Yeah, they're going? I think they're still waiting for you out there.
No, no. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So just a quick pause.
Thank you.
No, you're fine.
Not that I drink coffee.
No.
Neighbor,
Okay.
you in for it. In for it later. Be knocking on your door.
All right.
4 of them were Winslow graduates many years ago.
Moving on to our board committee reports. Our student representative. Told you I wouldn't forget.
November 30th, our high school boys football team were named Group 4 state champions at Rutgers, New Brunswick against Ramapo High School, defeating with the score of 34-21. A parade will be held this Saturday, December 13th, to honor our back-to-back champions here on the Winslow Township High School campus from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. It will begin at the middle school and will conclude at the steps of the auditorium of the high school. The quarterback, Jalen Parker, is the New Jersey state record holder with 107 passing touchdowns. To add on, special congratulations to Jalen Parker, Nakeem Powell, Nakir Helton, Philip Hatfield, and Benjamin Carter Jr. for being named First Team All-South Jersey. The Winslow Township Marching Band is having another successful season, most recently placing second at the South Jersey Region Championships at Eastern Regional High School. They also won special awards for Best Visuals, Best Color Guard, and Best Percussion. Also at Region Championships, senior member Samara Thomas was awarded the Mike Heaton Memorial Scholarship. The 2025 program is titled Out There, featuring the music of Creed, David Bowie, and Pink Floyd. Student leaders of the marching band are Lauren Smith, Hannah Velez, Samara Thomas, Isabella Thomas, Maya Rivera, Daryl Thompson, and Christina Munford. This past weekend, a successful Santa Saturday was held here at the high school. The Spanish Honor Society held their induction ceremony Monday, December 8th, inducting 41 new members, being the largest group of inductees. This organization now holds a total of 60 members. National Honor Society also held their induction, led by me, the National Honor Society president, also held their induction, and other officers inducting many other leaders. Student government is participating in the gift-giving tree for families in need, and it ends this Friday. Parents were alerted to fill out the form located in Genesis for their student to be able to receive a Chromebook. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Mr. Thomas, athletic committee report?
Yes, I mean, our student rep did such a great job with the athletic report. I just want to add on another portion to it. I like to call it academics and athletics. In our fall season 2025 GPA report, thanks to our interim superintendent, I'd just like to give you an update on how well they're doing, not only on the ball field, but in the classroom. And the report is as follows. Boys cross country GPA 3.6. Girls cross country GPA, and this is an average, whole team average, 3.8. Cheerleaders, 3.7. Boys soccer, 2.5. Girls soccer, 4.09. Field hockey, 3.85. And that's state champion back-to-back Group 4 football team, 3.03. Girls tennis, 3.96. And girls volleyball, 3.70. And we have one, Olivia O'Cara, just committed to UConn girls track, and her GPA is 4.38. That is my report for academics and athletics.
Ms. Martin, CAC?
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Good evening, board members.
Morning, good evening.
One of those. Long day, I know. Okay, I'll be brief. The CAC met December 4th. We started at 6:30, ended at 7:45. Present were myself, Miss Martin, Miss Claude, Rosemary Hoffman, Marcy Tomasello, Gregory Wake, Jennifer Moss, and Mr. Pease came to visit us as well. That was a nice surprise. Topics discussed was the Academic and Arts Hall of Fame. We discussed the scope of the CAC's mission is to give recommendations and not to carry out the how. So we had some discussion to ensue how to best move the mission forward on both the Academic and Arts Hall of Fame. Recommendation on that is coming, but CAC members are welcome to sit on a committee for either Hall of Fame. There was concerns regarding vaping and the continued restriction of bathroom use at the high school. Concerns regarding the uniformity of policies across the different schools in our district. Case in point, the previously mentioned issue of the passing out of birthday invitations. Mr. Pease was also introduced to the CAC, its purpose and structure. There was discussion regarding the continued efforts to include parents in the community, to foster community involvement and pride in our school district. It was noted that Dr. Carter's monthly emails at School 5 going out to parents, letting them know what's going on in the schools have been very well received by parents. Discussion regarding how to increase community participation in the CAC as a worthy and necessary committee to the board, and in helping there will be a continued bridge between the community and the board. There was 2 items I forgot to put on my report. I apologize. One was regarding a literacy initiative brought up by Ms. Rosemary Hoffman, the reading assist that's happening. I believe Magnolia School District is adopting it. I know at the next CAC meeting, she did say she would bring in more information. I'm trying to think, there was one more thing. It'll hit me. Something to do with tutoring, but I will follow up with that. And we only had 2 recommendations during this meeting. One was to allow students to serve on the CAC moving forward, to bring more young people into being involved. And also the second recommendation in regards to the Hall of Fame was to partner with the district and the township to put out a kind of a call to action to form those committees so we can move the Hall of Fame for the arts and academics forward. And I just want to say it's been awesome being chair of the CAC this year. I know they'll do great. And I just want to say to my CAC members, we put together a lot of good initiatives, some that the board did take us up on, one being the technology audit. That was actually a recommendation out of the CAC at the beginning of the year. The Hall of Fame, some teacher retention initiatives. So I think a lot of good came out of the CAC. So I would encourage anybody in the community to please come out and be a part of that organization because we need community voices. And that's it for my report.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Ms. Nieves, for the CAC, is there a date that you need to know information from folks so that they can apply to be on the CAC? Okay. For some reason, I thought it was the 19th of this month. Okay. All right. That's it. Oh, there's always the next one.
Moving on to the Education Committee. Ms. Martin?
Meeting scheduled for December 16th at 4 p.m. via Microsoft Teams.
Thank you. Mr. McManus, Marketing Committee?
Just one small point. There, as a reminder from the last meeting, that there is an open call for the folks. There's a committee forming for the Halls of Fame for both academics and arts.
Operations Committee? Policy, thank you, Ms. Dredden. Policy Committee?
Mr. President, the Policy Committee met today in district at 6 p.m. Present was our interim superintendent, Mr. Peace, our Director of Human Resources, Mr. Davis, board members, Mr. Clark, Ms. Claude, and myself. There were approximately 7 policies and regulations that we reviewed. Policy 2530 and also Regulation 2530, which was had to do with resource materials. It had to also do with the new law that is the right to read. And these particular policies have been formulated already by the state, and we as a district have the option to either revise our own that we have in place or accept the state. And the board's recommendation, policy recommendation, is that we accept the board's, the state's newly revised policy and regulation. We then moved on to policy 2535 and regulation 2535, which has to do with accepting library material, both of which are new, and the policy committee is recommending that we accept them. We then moved on to policy number 7250, which dealt with the school and facility names, which, as you know, we already had a policy in place. It was revised, and in the final revision edition, the policy committee is recommending that we accept the revised edition. We moved on to policy 9130 and regulation 9130. Both dealt with public complaints and were revised. At this point, the policy committee is recommending that we review as a board the policy and regulation 2530, policy and regulation 2535, policy 7250, policy 9130, and regulation 9130. And we also recommend that these particular policies and regulations be placed on our agenda for first reading at our first regular board meeting, January 2026.
Thank you, Mrs. Pitts. Mr. Thomas, the 2 township committees, the Economic Development and the Municipal Drug Alliance.
For the economic development, I don't have an official report, but I just want to give report on about several weeks ago, same Commissioner, Mr. Nash, had made a rendering and an announcement of development that they're partnering with the township to build on an 80-acre parcel, football stadium, I believe, and a track. That is a good neighbor policy. I just want us to be on the radar for that and offer any collaboration that we can to make sure if they need that parcel that they're building on Route 70, on Route 70.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. As far as the planning board, there's a planning board meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. Real quick before we move on, Saturday we had a NJSBA Legislative Committee meeting via the Zoom or WebEx, one of those online platforms. Just a couple of things to keep an eye on. The legislator are going to be pushing for a universal financial disclosure form. So that way, if you serve on different boards or committees, the financial disclosure forms will look universal from now on, if this goes through. So that way they won't, if you're on a planning board, school board, or whatever the case may be, they're all going to be the same if this goes through. That's something that will be, make things a little bit easier. They're also going to go back to looking at district consolidation. So that's something that we, as school districts across the state, should keep an eye on. That's coming back up. Also, school funding formulas. They're going to try, they got 2 bills in the State House right now in lame duck that I don't think are going to move right now, but when the new session comes back in and all the assembly and everybody gets sworn in, they're going to be going back out looking at the school funding formulas. So that's something we also need to keep an eye on. So those are a couple of the big things that, and Vin Capel from LD11 was the guest speaker, and he made it a big talking point to talk about that for about a half hour. So we should really, everybody should keep an eye on the school funding formula as we move forward into the new legislative session.
May I add something to that?
Yes.
With the school funding formula, is with more emphasis on mental health and special education as well.
Yes, those are going to be, they're going to bring back some of Senator Sweeney's special education initiatives to try to fully fund special education. Thank you for reminding me, Ms. Claude. My notes are a mess from that meeting. So, moving on to the superintendent's report. Can I have a motion to approve the superintendent's report from the top of page 3 to the bottom of page 6?
Mr. President, move to approve the superintendent's report from the top of page 3 all the way down to the bottom of page 6.
Peterson, second the motion.
Are there any questions? No questions? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. McManus,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
and Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Motion has carried.
May I have a motion? Moving on to the Business Administrator Board Secretary's report. Can I have a motion to approve the Business Administrator Board Secretary's report from the top of page 7 to the bottom of page 13 as it's recommended for approval by the Business Administrator Board Secretary?
Mr. President, move to approve the Business Administrators Board Secretary's report as it's written from page 7 all the way down to the bottom of page 13.
Can I have a second?
Peterson moved for a second for approval. of the-
Question.
Yes.
I just want to clarify, page 11, number 23, and page 12, number 25. Is that safe to say that these capital projects will be starting very soon in the tune of almost $12 million of upgraded HVAC?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Mhm.
Point of
Any
order.
any
We
other
had a
question?
second.
What's that?
I said point of order. We had a second.
Yeah, Ms. Peterson was,
Yes.
you finished seconding it, right, Ms. Peterson?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure, because I know Mr. Thomas had his question.
Mhm.
Any other questions? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. McManus,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
and Mr. Shaw.
All right, you have this written down, so I'm going to say
Oh,
this.
that's right.
I am abstaining from, on letter, was it letter B, number 6A, POs number, or number A, or item number N843, POs number 602-963, 602-964, and then item number 6380, POs number 602-657, 602-659, And then numbers 23, 25, and 27. And everything else is yes.
Thank you. The motion has carried.
Moving on to the personnel report. Can I have a motion to approve the personnel report from the top of page 14 to the bottom of page 16?
Mr. President, move to approve the personnel report as is outlined from the top of page 14 to the bottom of page 16.
Can I have a second?
Peterson, second the motion.
Any questions? No questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin. Yes. Mr. McManus,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
And Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Moving on to the addendum.
Sure. The addendum is necessary simply because we're dealing with the middle school and the repair that was made on the pipe that broke required additional work. We had our engineers and our experts come out and assess the damage, and it was recommended that we do additional work on that entire area. So because of that, that is a cost that we're responsible for. We're going to use our funds and maintenance reserve, and we're requesting board approval. The reason why it was late, we were waiting for our vendors to provide the pricing on this repair, and we basically just got that pricing number today. So sorry for the delay, but it's something that is necessary to move us forward with the completion of the middle school repairs.
If I may, Mr. Pease, also, so the board's familiar with it, this actual piece is not covered by insurance. We've done a heck of a job, led by Mrs. Boyle, in working with our vendors and our contractors and our insurance company and our excess liability insurance company to get the work done that needed to be done with respect to the middle school. But believe it or not, in all these policies, when you have a flood, the actual cause of the flood is not insured. So the pipe that actually burst was not covered. So that's something that happens frequently. It's in most policies, but that's what we're paying for here, the work that we specifically had to do. And this is what caused the flooding, and we're repairing that on our own with some guidance and suggestions. But otherwise, the lion's share of what we're incurring is all being covered by insurance, which passes through Mrs. Boyle for a review before it gets distributed. It comes to the board for your review before it gets distributed. Mrs. Boyle was told that she didn't have to do that, but she insisted that she is going to do that, and she stuck to her guns. Because she wanted to make sure that she was transparent with the board on what was being spent, even though it was insurance money. At one point, it was going to go from the carrier right to the vendor, but Ms. Boyle wants to make sure that the folks are doing the work they say they're doing before they get paid. Thank you.
The question, isn't it the part of the piping that has been in this building for years?
I believe it was, yes.
And it also doesn't come up to code. That's why they're replacing it with copper piping.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the particular case, but I would suspect it is. I hadn't heard the specific reasons, but I know that it's more than they expected once they exposed what had transpired.
Ms. Peterson, we had made a repair, but when we found out it was on us, we called our architect out, and he sent a mechanical engineer to assess it. It was much worse than what we had initially seen and discovered. This is replacing about 500 feet of PVCP and PVC.
Which is no longer being used.
PCP, you can, but we also had, oh God, there's another one.
It's CPVC.
You can, which is allowed,
Yeah.
but PVC, you are not. We found PVC as well. And then there's a water hammer, which makes the whole thing shake. And so this is to replace it's 410 to 500 feet with copper and restrapping and hammer aerator, so
Mhm.
this is
The
a
way
good
pipes are.
fit before we put a ceiling tile back up and let the children walk through that air.
Also, Mr. President, I think it's important to Ms. Peterson's point, as we all have a list of the ages of our buildings, with regards to this particular building, the middle school building was built in 1970. So those pipes are 55 years old. So we can kind of understand the need to replace rather than just to repair.
And I'd like to say something else. I'd like to thank Mr. Peace and Ms. Boyle and the team for your due diligence, for doing everything possible to make sure that we're not just repairing it fast, we're repairing it right. So thank you so very much.
Thank you, everybody. Can I have a motion to approve the board secretary's report as it's recommended for approval by the business administrator board secretary on the addendum?
Mr. President, move to approve the board secretary's report, the business administrator board secretary recommendation, period.
Peterson, second motion.
Any questions? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin? Yes. Mr. McManus?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
And Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Moving on to Open Public Records Act requests.
We had none this time period, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Ms. Boyle. Moving on to informational items.
Thank you. So, you guys kind of stole some of my thunder in regard to the work on the middle school. We are definitely pleased with the work that is getting done, and we are excited to start to see the finish line on this project. So now that we've gotten this report and a vendor ready to do this work on the pipe, we should be able to get our students back in here as soon as possible. So again, I don't want to give an exact timeline because we are dealing with an older building. And as we all know, every time we fix something or move something, we discover something else to repair. So I'm hoping that all goes well with the repair of this pipe. I also want to recognize our parents and our students throughout this process. These are the individuals who are really showing the courage and the perseverance to overcome a serious challenge. And I thank them for their patience and their support along the way. Also like to thank Ms. Boyle, our CEFM, Ms. Pennock, her team, Mr. Shropshire, and his team here at the middle school, and the administrative team at the administrative office for the attention to detail, the care in which this project is getting done. Next, I would like to inform the board that our reorg meeting is scheduled to be here in the middle school, but we would like to move it to the admin building since it will be a smaller meeting and a very quick meeting. So we would like to move that to 6 o'clock, Wednesday, January 7th at the admin building. So we can discuss that and see if that's okay with everyone. Just to piggyback on our student report, Ms. Hazelton is an officer for the National Honor Society, and I had an opportunity to be at the induction ceremony, and I was blown away by the magnitude and the ability of our students and our educators there. This was an event showcasing the best of the best of Winslow Township High School. I was impressed by each student's passion and commitment to be great. It was equally impressive to hear how these students were impacted by the teachers of Winslow Township High School. Kudos to Mr. Morella and Ms. Paparo for putting together a wonderful night showcasing academic achievement in our school district. There were 41 inductees, 18 juniors, 23 seniors. There are 35 current members, and the criteria to be in National Honor Society, you have to have a weighted GPA of 3.6, display leadership, service, character, and having my son there that night, he was very curious about the whole process, and I can only hope that my son encounters or has the same experience that these students are having here at Winslow Township and be exposed to some of the great teachers like there are in Winslow Township. So it was very inspirational night for me. Congratulations to all of our inductees and current members. Board members, you'll find a complete list of these amazing students in your board packets. Also in your board packets, you'll also find the fall athlete report that Mr. Thomas reported on. And finally, as we close out 2025, I'd like to remind everyone to be well, take care of your mental and physical health, be kind. It's the best gift to give, and it's free. And go Eagles. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pease.
Mr. President, I have two small items. I don't know how I missed this. And Ms. Claude, you probably can give us the detail on Winslow and they're playing in the national game this week. Our youth football team there is playing nationally as well. And also I had the opportunity to go by to see the girls basketball team start up their scrimmage today. And I just want to let everybody know, Mr. Brea Lewis, about 105 points away from 1,000 points. So that should be an exciting moment for her to get 1,000. Awesome.
And I have an informational item for the community. The Village of Camden County will be doing a truck giveaway on 12/20 for anyone that's in the community that needs like household goods, pillows, health and beauty aids, all kinds of nice things that can help you along the way. Please come out on 12/20 at the Winslow Center, starting at 10 a.m. in the morning. And any people that you know in the community that may need some items to go into this cold winter. We're giving away blankets, pillows, like I said, health and beauty aids, all kinds of good things, household items. So please pass it around to the community and let them know to come out so that we can share the wealth with the community to make sure no one in Winslow Township or surrounding townships suffers this winter. Thank you.
Moving on to old business. Anybody have anything for old business? For new business, I just want to give each and every board member an opportunity to, say something if they want to for the 25, year. They have anything they'd like to say about, their experience on the board this year, or just if they don't want to say anything, they don't have to. Sarah, as we move off, into the 26th calendar year, and when we, like Ms. Peterson's leaving us, and Mr. McManus already left us. I just, because we had a lot of ups and downs this year. We had a lot of good things that happened this year. So I just figured it'd be a time where every board member, if they wanted the chance to say something, be a nice opportunity really quick to say something.
I guess we can start with me.
Yep.
So being a board member for this first time starting in January, I found it to be a complete honor so far to serve this first year of my 3-year term. I can't wait to see what we can do as a board, as an administration, as a community, and as the family and the parents to continue to move our school district forward. That is my main goal for being on this board. I have 5,000 children. 5,000 children. That's every single student that's in here, and that's who I represent. And I will fight to the end to ensure that our students have the full accesses, from my one perspective, the full accesses that I can bring to this board and share with anything that's innovative and new, so that we can continue to move Winslow Township to be the #1 in the nation. That's what I look for, not just in the athletic department, not just in the arts department, but also in the academic department. So I look forward to working with everyone in this community, and I hope that parents come out and be a part of us growing this school district and positive moments. And I'd like to thank Mr. Pease, who's our interim superintendent, who have come in with Ms. Clement, and they are giving me receipts, and I am enjoying it. So, and hearing from some of the parents from the parent conferences, they're doing their job. Our teachers are doing their job, and we're going to just keep striving for excellence. So thank you.
If it's my turn, I would say, after 15 years, if you do not know all the achievements the district has made in 15 years, when I walked through the door and actually did an audit myself with our superintendent and some others, and went to the high school and saw the computer systems, I was appalled. And to see all the good things that we're doing an audit now, if you were there 15 years ago, you said, we need to close up shop. I'd like to thank them for having the vision to look at making safe vestibules. As you listen, the news, people coming into the school district, we don't have that problem, and I thank them. I thank them for all the work that they do. I would love to have a magic wand to have parents and more work together with their students beyond just the academics. I'm one that has been in education, say how long? I'm a licensed school psychologist, but I believe that we can turn this around if we work together.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
Well, good evening, everyone, again. Let me just say that for my years on this board that began in 2006, I have seen this district grow. I have seen these residents who have come on board grow. And my hope is that as board members, that we stay focused on why we're here. That is to explore the potential, to add to the growth, to look towards the achievements of our students. And that this board going forward will remember what we said that we were going to do. And we have T-shirts that explain what we're going to do. And our T-shirts say, Team Winslow. That's my message for 2025.
Mr. McManus.
If I can
What's
echo
that?
the words of my
I'm
newfound
going
friend.
to get to her.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I can echo the words of my newfound friend this year, my tenure lasted from 2025 to 2025. But it's been a great ride, really has. And the honor to get a chance to know each one of you is something that I will never forget. The 9 of us come from different backgrounds, different professional experiences, different life experiences. We all made a commitment to come in and to lay whatever we have aside and come together as a group to be able to collaborate, to be able to make Winslow Township a better place to live, a better place to have your children come to school. So I just want to thank each and every one of you, because I learned from each and every one of you here on this board. Thank you.
Good evening. I'd just like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of our board members, because starting in January right up until today, we have had many challenges that we have had to face. We faced them and we overcame them. We still have a lot of work to do, but I just say thank you to all of them. And most of all, I want to thank our students for the fantastic job that they've done. Going back to June of 2025, remembering all of the scholarships that those students received as they prepared to go to college, up to and including our football team making the second round on being champions. And I think that it says a lot about what our children are capable of doing and what they are doing. So hopefully 2026 will be just as great.
I'd like to start out my first year on the board, like some of the other new members said, you don't really know what to expect. And I would like to thank the board members for their patience and their willingness to share knowledge with me. Many people on the board have much more experience and know a lot more about some of the things we're dealing with, but they've been patient and very kind. And the professionalism and the diligence on the board has been something that I've appreciated and learned much from here in this first year. I say this as a whole, no school district's perfect, and we're working to make it better every day, but there's a lot to be proud of here in Winslow, and I'm excited to be here on the board for the next 2 years and continuing to make improvements as we work together. So.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the students, staff, community, and the stakeholders. I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior for placing me among the disciples of education for Winslow Township and giving me the opportunity to carry out His will, His way, to impact His most precious and prized possession, the children. I pray that when it's all said and done, I will get job well done.
Ms. President down there, would you like to say something?
Yes. So with this being my first year being Senate President of student government, I knew that I'd have to come and report every board meeting. And my first board meeting, I was very shy and scared. I didn't know anybody, but you all welcomed, made me feel welcome. So I thank you all for that. And I look forward to coming to every board meeting, excited to share my little report.
Thank you so much.
Not for the babes.
For me, this is my first year as the board president, and I can honestly say that it's been an up and down year for me. I've learned a lot. I've had great mentors for my whole time on this board. For everything that I've learned this year as the board president, from Ms. Peterson, Ms. Pitts, Ms. Dredden, Ms. Boyle, Mr. Long, Mr. Thomas as the VP. I can't thank them all enough. From our leadership with Dr. Poteet, Dr. Carcamo, Ms. Clement, I can't thank everybody enough for all the information that they've loaded into my head. Our community, our staff, each and every individual that works in Winslow Township, I cannot thank each and every one of them enough for educating each and every student, every coach that has worked tirelessly to create a culture of champions for every athlete inside of our district. And then ultimately end up where we are now to have a wonderful assistant superintendent, the man sitting next to her, Mr. Davis, that works tirelessly for our district. And this gentleman sitting next to me, he is absolutely a rock star. And this one next, we wouldn't be where we are without the financial genius with Miss Chico and Miss Boyle. We can't do anything without them. So this is my family. These are my rock stars right here. Every time I sit down and hit that gavel, I know we're in good hands because of the people that are here helping make sure that Winslow is champions. Winslow is, as Mr. Thomas says, Winslow winning. This is what we do. This is what we're going to continue to do each and every time we sit down and we get together and we go forward to make sure that our student achievement is going forward the way it should, because we have leaders that sit down in that seat, those seats over there. So I just want to thank everybody and wish everybody a happy holiday season. And when we end this meeting and we get back together next year, we're going to go back at it again, 110% like we always do. So thank you very much. Mr. Long, public comments?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making important decisions that affect the children of our community. We believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings and to ensure that all of our citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that speakers follow the guidelines for making public comments. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. We'd ask that you respect the following procedures. 1, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, please state your full name and town of residence. Your street address is not required. 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, in the event we're unable to answer your question, please provide your name, address, telephone number, and email address where you can be contacted, and your questions will be answered within a reasonable time frame. And lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to open public comments?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to open public comments.
Peterson, second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ms. Boyle?
Mhm. Melinda Ramsey Hughes.
Evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I hope everyone is doing well. You guys sure do stay up late. But Melinda Ramsey Hughes, Sicklerville, New Jersey. He said I didn't have to give my address, correct? Perfect. Okay. I've had the pleasure of working well with Dr. Poteet and Dr. Carcamo in the past, and I understand this is new administration, so I wanted to come today to introduce myself. My name is Melinda Ramsey Hughes, born and raised in New York City, but now a proud member and resident of the Winslow Township community. I've had the privilege of matriculating 3 children through Winslow Township School District, 1 Drexel University graduate, 1 Howard University graduate, and a current high school junior. I'm not new to this, I've been here. By day, I am a commercial insurance litigation manager for a Fortune 500 company licensed in 32 states, but you wouldn't know it because I'm always at one of these schools. My husband is a local business owner, Noise Gallery Apparel, located at 519 Sicklerville Road. And I only mention this because our uncompromising integrity is extremely important to us. Over the past 18 years, I've served in various leadership roles, including team moms for Little League football teams, Atco Lions, Winslow Eagles, Winslow Maulers, team mom and fundraising chair for the Winslow Township High School varsity track team, HSA president for School 2, 5, and the middle school, harassment, intimidation, and bullying, parent liaison under Principal Stella Wanguma, members of the high school HSA for multiple years, and most honored and delighted to be the president of the Winslow Eagles Football Booster Club, where I've served for the past 5 years. I am passionate about supporting our students and strengthening the connection between families, schools, and the community. I wanted to share some information about the Booster Club and the important role it plays for our football team and our athletes. The Booster Club is a volunteer-driven organization made up of parents, alumni, and community members who work together to provide additional support for our football program. We raise funds through events, sponsorships, and donations. We help cover costs for equipment, uniforms, travel, camps, food, and other program needs. We aim to promote school pride and create opportunities for families and the community to come together to support our team. We look to provide opportunities, and our efforts ensure the students have access to additional resources and experience beyond what the school budget can provide. During the season, we also provide the team with communication equipment such as headsets, cameras, dry cleaning services, snacks, meals, other miscellaneous items requested by the coaches. Why get involved? By joining or supporting the Booster Club, you'll make a direct impact on the athletes' experiences. You'll help strengthen our community and create lasting memories for everyone involved. On a public note, I'd like to thank Noise Gallery Apparel, Ms. Julie Peterson, Mr. Tony Smith, Mr. Eric Walden, and Mr. Kenneth Parker for their continuous, generous financial support. We don't get a lot of corporate donations, but hopefully that will change. If any of you have any corporate sponsorships or know of anyone, please, if you'd like to learn more about how you can help, participate, donate, if you have any affiliations at all, please feel free to reach out to me. Our business email address is winsloweaglesfbc@gmail.com. I am happy to provide my personal telephone number upon request, but not publicly. Absolutely. It's Winslow Eagles FBC@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Together, I believe we can definitely make a difference. And I am here to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Miss Melinda,
Ma'am?
after speaking with you, our extensive conversation, I just want to extend my complete appreciation for the things that you have done for our Winslow football team, because without your commitment and dedication to them, feeding them before practices, camps, providing them the necessary things they needed at the request of the coaches, you were an asset to their win. And I thank you so very much for your undying commitment to our team and our students. Thank you so much.
You're here.
I appreciate that.
Job well done, Ms. Melinda. Could you just make sure that anything that we can do and keep us informed that any events or anything that we could be a part of?
Absolutely. Donations are always appreciated. Any other questions? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to apologize up front. Miss Lakeisha, thank you.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha J. Blum, and I want to say happy holidays to you all. I'm a parent here, and I wanted to come before you on behalf of some of the stuff I'm going to say is on behalf of the high school HSA, and some of it's going to come from me. You'll figure out which one it is. The high school HSA's biggest fundraiser is Santa Saturday. We started to have competition a few years ago with surrounding town events. But this year, our own schools within this district duplicated our event, and it showed by the low turnout. It's the lowest funds we've ever raised. Our primary goal is to raise funds to cover a venue for project graduation. We pay for the seniors to get bused on graduation night from the high school to the selected venue, which this year and the past few years, it's been Dave & Buster's. The price range anywhere from $7,000 for these venues to $15,000 for the venue, and that's because we negotiated it this year. But it used to be anywhere from $14,000 to $25,000. The point is, I signed a contract, which it needs to be signed every year around September and October timeframe for the graduation night. We have a contract and a payment plan. Our next payment is due January 15th, 2026. I tell my employees, don't just bring me problems, bring me solutions. So here are some solutions that I'm proposing. The first one is to ask the other schools, both past, present, and the future ones that are planning on holding a Santa Saturday or venue, a holiday party, to look at the profit and send us half. Send it to the HSA at Winslow Township High School, 10 Cooper Folly Road, Atco, New Jersey, 08004, with a check made payable to Dave & Buster's by January 10th. This might be a no, but I had to put it out there. The second one is I would like the board to create a budget line item for project graduation to help offset this year's costs, and then starting next year, the superintendent and assistant superintendent to decline all the other schools from having such an event. Allow the high school HSA to remain the staple that is allowed to do this event because of the cost and the long-standing tradition. The HSA has to pay for an officer for events that total more than 75 people. This costs us $110 an hour, so we paid $440. But this year, the principal said that he would offset this cost for us by paying for it this year. But we've been doing it for the last 2 years. This started to be a burden on us, and the cost is subject to increase. So we're looking to see if we can get that in your budget somehow. Last, there's usually a surplus of funds that we try to raise from one year to another. If we wipe out our account, we will forego Santa Saturday at the high school, and project graduation will be in jeopardy. We all have decisions to make, and I have printed the signed contract, the invoice showing the balance, a recap of the recommended proposals in case anybody have a little bit amnesia. I have it all printed out here. And then, and we're open to any kind of suggestions to help us offset this cost and any future costs, because we need the help. Now, the question is, what's the next step and who will get back to me? Don't go get quiet now.
I'll get back to you.
Thank you. And one other just side note, were you guys consulting the teachers when you start to think about the Chromebooks? Are the teachers consulted and given feedback or updates on the status of it? And because we already have a shortage of Chromebooks in the classroom. So my concern is if a teacher doesn't have a Chromebook, then they're depending on the students to bring the Chromebooks to and from. So if there's a test or something that's being done, there should be some type of contingency plan. So I wanted to bring that to your attention in case you did not know.
Now, we are aware of the Chromebook concerns. We are definitely putting plans in place to deal with the students who don't bring their Chromebooks to class. So that's all in the works right now as far as rolling that out into the high school.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sure.
Miss, and I'm just going to call you A. Miss A, how much is the next payment that's due? Your January payment? 7,000?
Yeah, I do, because I'm going to
And
make a
that's
donation.
that's coming
Would you like
from
to
me
take
as
it
a
back?
person and not the
I don't
district.
need to see the contract.
So I'm going to give Mr. Peace the contract and also a copy of the invoice.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tierra Tabia?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Tiara
Good evening.
Cabia. And I am a Sicklerville resident. Originally, I wanted to come up here to ask the question, like, what's going on with the HVAC in the school? Because I know that school's 6. I have a few, my children attend, and I know that there's an issue with the HVAC system. But as I was flipping through the agenda here, I did see that there were approvals. I guess I don't know if the question would be how soon that will roll out, because Cherish, she is one of my children, and she's been in the school system since kindergarten, and it's always been an issue. So although we have this approval, what do you project time frame? I understand everything is going on here at the middle school, but I just wanted to know a little time frame on that, if you have that.
According to the architect's plan and the bid that was submitted, they should be done. And this is for schools 5
And
and 6. So their substantial completion should be in August of 2026. So
Okay.
we've awarded, the vendors after tomorrow can order their equipment, get it in. And then during the summer, it's going to be a madhouse here because we'll have at least at this point 2 of the building under construction.
Okay. And the one other thing, as I was sitting here, I didn't really prepare to come up here to speak. It was just something that popped in my mind. But on October 10th, Mr. East, you sent out an email which the high school had a bomb threat. And we received phone calls. I also received emails. The students were actually dismissed early from school that day, but I was a little concerned because it didn't apply to the athletes. I received the phone call, I got the emails, but as a, and I'm nervous, so excuse me, I don't speak as well as Cherish. But I have a concern as a parent. I understand that, you know, the athletic programs, you can't just switch it around so fast. However, as a concerned parent, I think that those early dismissals should also apply to the athletes. I also feel as though it was very worrisome, and I kind of felt like the coaches were a little dismissive when it came to, well, why are you still there? You know? Again, I do understand that it is last minute changing the schedule, but I would like to see maybe a policy implemented for the athletes, or, you know, if they have those emergency situations, how you can revise, you know, their schedule.
So just to answer your question, or just to comment on your statement, at that point in the day, the emergency was basically cleared. And that was the only reason why we were able to continue with our athletic programs at that time. I was in contact with AD Lane and Principal Morella to make sure that if we had enough time after the emergency was cleared, we can continue with the athletic schedule. Had it not been cleared, those students would have went home as well. But we received enough information from the sheriff department and the bomb threat team that the building was completely clear and it was safe for our students to return.
I would like to say that it wasn't cleared from me speaking to her. Maybe it's filtered down late. But me still having communication with my daughter at that time, the buses were leaving. And at that time, the coaches did not have an update. So to me, it seems like the non-athletic students were basically important, but I also feel like the athletic students are just as important. So I don't know if it, again, was filtered down late, but they were already bussed and gone, and she was still in the, I want to say, by the track. That's where they were, you know, dismissed to. So I don't know where the disconnection was, but, you know, that is concerning to me as a
We'll
parent.
definitely look at that, you know, as part of our safety plan, as far as how we want to handle our extracurricular activities. So we'll definitely consider that and make sure that communication goes out timely to all of our parents to keep them up to date on what was going on.
Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jay Paul Hill.
Good evening. So I just have 3 quick things to go over. So based on my attendance to conferences, I have 3 children in the district. And so what I've been seeing is that the children have been learning 2 different ways. One way is that they are being taught to learn according to state testing versus being taught, well, they are still being taught at like what they need for their grade level, but it is confusing that the children are being tested more to make sure that they are meeting marks for standardized testing versus what they need academically to excel and to the next grade. So that is a concern for me, and I'm just curious on the district's goals for students. Like, is our goal to focus on testing, or are we focusing on their life skills and them going to the next grade?
Our goals are focused on standards, and the standards set by the Department of Education. And through those standards, we're tested each year through our state assessments, but we're also using those standards to make sure that our students meet those benchmarks to be successful, to make sure that they're on the right path to graduating on time. So it's a juggling act in regards to how we balance that, but we follow the standards.
Okay, great. I'm glad you answered that. To clarify for me, I am going to send you a copy of some homework that I was given to review with my children, and those worksheets aren't in alignment with what you just said. So I want a little
Again,
bit more.
did you meet with your child's teacher and principal to discuss the alignment of this homework assignment?
I just said that I went to the conferences, so yes, I've met with their teachers.
Okay.
Okay. So, also because Miss Melinda is here, now I know who I can address my concerns to. I just wanted to be noted that I am a parent of a student athlete, and so I would like an itemized list on some funding that was raised by parents for after-school activities. So I just wanted to know what that funding was going to, but we can discuss that. I don't. Okay. So when they did the Double Goods fundraiser at the beginning of the school year. No, I do know that because they send out an email that
Excuse me?
states that.
Can you guys have this conversation? Thank you.
That's why I said, now that
Yeah,
I know
that's
who to
fine.
contact.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so for my third thing that I wanted to address is I told you guys that I would be back if there was another incident involving my son and bullying. So we are now on the 7th incident after having a discussion with the assistant superintendent, after having a discussion with the director of pupil personnel services, and the building principal in regard to the 6 incidents that I came here for. So now that we're on incident number 7, no one has been able to give me assistance. So should I seek assistance elsewhere since there has been no resolution given thus far? I'd appreciate just one person deciding to do their job in an effort to protect the emotional well-being of my child. If that is not a priority, I can stop trying to be collaborative and seek resources to do what is stated as your mission statement. But bullying is a word I would not utilize for mutual respect, and as mentioned in your mission statement. So who should I contact about this 7th incident? Because I've told you who I had my last meeting with.
You need to work with your building principal.
That hasn't been working. We're on incident number 7, sir.
I'm gonna schedule a meeting with you.
We've been scheduling meetings, right? And so we said that we were building a team to fix this issue.
Correct.
My child is still coming to school, and every time I have a meeting the next week, there's another issue.
Okay, but we can have a meeting to discuss the issues and what we've put in place already and come up with a new plan.
I think that that would be great, that we come up with a new plan, because my next step is going to be very different.
Patrick Oates.
So the hour is late. As a preacher says, I won't be before you long. So a couple of things. I went to a play a couple Saturdays ago for the drama team. It was I didn't hear can't even say the word now. It's so late. But the play was excellent. I took my wife and son and saw a few people there. So I want to commend the school, the drama team. It was really, really good. So that's the first thing. And there's a lot of good things going on in Winslow. And I even see a change, even with the dialogue here. So thank you, Mr. Pease, for starting to see a culture change and the openness and the transparency. And I see the caring for the students, whether it's the pet therapy, whether it's informing about the building and stuff like that. So that's appreciative. Thank you for that. Ms. Boyle, I want to say thank you for what you do and for us to be in the black for the number of years and hear you talk about mention the 5-year plan. So Winslow has a plan. So I thank you for that. And thank you for explaining the maintenance costs, the maintenance versus the capital, because that made sense there. So that leads me to one question. On the addendum, item number 2, the $164,000, did the contractor that's currently working on that pay for that, or did you go out and bids for that?
We used a co-op vendor where the bid is already, has already been struck, like a time and material bid. We are members of at least 3 co-ops, so we've reached out to them. We have to go to their primaries first. If the primary vendor cannot do it, we could go to the secondary. So we did reach out to one vendor was primary on 2 of the co-ops. A second vendor was primary on 1. So both came out. We told them we had a tight deadline. I had to have that information because the board meeting was tonight, and we received that from the primary. I believe it was an EdData vendor.
Okay,
So,
thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate the job that you and your team are doing. And the last thing I have, I want to thank every board member that here for supporting me and giving me valuable knowledge and spending time just to talk with me. We're all different backgrounds, and I appreciate the love. When I start from the left and look all the way around, each one of you guys have sewed things into me. And I want to say thank you. And this is not an easy job, but your value. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thomas Williams Jr. Oh, he's not coming up? Oh, we're getting a no. Okay. So that concludes those that have signed up. Mike, anybody? No waiting list? Okay.
Can I have a motion to close public comments?
Yes, Mr. President, move to close public comments.
Peterson, second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Executive session, Mr. Long?
Thank you, Mr. President. In accordance with the requirements of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, we will be adjourning into executive session this evening, December 10th, 2025, at approximately 9:35 p.m. With respect to the 9 exceptions upon which we can go into executive session, there will be 2 we'll be utilizing tonight. One is item 8, matters relating to employment, appointment, termination of employment, terms and conditions of employment regarding the Transportation Department, as well as a brief update on some closed litigation and a matter under the attorney-client privilege. I expect it will be 45 minutes in closed session. Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
Can I have a motion to move into executive session?
Motion to move into executive session.
Second the motion.
Roll call?
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin. Yes. Mr. McManus,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas, and Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
The motion was carried.
Were you signing?